besides Lil Durk, we still got the presidential candidacy and the presidential race. Kamala Harris just did her own rally. Donald Trump just held his own rally in New York City. And both rallies definitely caused a stir. It definitely caused a stir. Let's talk about the Kamala Harris rally first. So, as y'all all know, I'm sure y'all all know, Beyoncé then took her ass down there to the Houston rally with Kamala Harris. Yeah. Beyoncé then took herself down there to the rally with Kamala Harris, where she went and gave her endorsement for Kamala Harris. She showed up down there with Kelly Rowland. Kelly gave like a very powerful speech. Kelly had a lot of energy. A lot of people seemed to enjoy Kelly's speech. I thought her energy was a little bit extra from the Kelly Rowland that I'm used to seeing, but I did enjoy hearing her speak. I'm not gonna lie. I also thought that she was dressed a little bit baggy, and you know, I wasn't too sure about the outfit choice, but hey, I really did like what she had to get up there and say. And then she also introduced Beyoncé, who, as we all know, when Beyoncé gets up there and speak, everything is tailored, everything is highly monitored, and she's not just going to get up there and speak off her free mind. We're never going to just get her speaking her free thoughts. It's always going to be some type of tailored presentation that's going to be presented to the world. And that's what she did. But all in all, I enjoyed what she had to say. I enjoyed her getting up there speaking and giving her sense. Now, people did think that Beyoncé was going to perform at the rally, which she ended up not doing. I didn't think Beyoncé was going to perform because they played the hell out of everybody the last time that they thought Beyoncé was going to perform, and they got everybody watching that rally, and Beyoncé ain't show up at all. So let's just be glad that she actually came this time, that she actually showed face and kept a promise for showing face. But to think that we was going to get a Beyoncé performance, I thought that was a bit extra. Well, that's not what we got, and some of the crowd ended up actually booing Kamala Harris, and because they thought Beyoncé was going to perform. And that was something that Donald Trump even pointed out in his rally. He ended up saying that Kamala down there with Beyoncé, and they had a dance party, and people thought that Beyoncé was going to perform. They ended up booing her after she left the stage and whatnot. So, as y'all know, Donald Trump is a character. He is hilarious. I find him to be quite amusing, but no, I don't agree with none of the things he has to say on a serious note. But taking the seriousness out of it, oh my God, comical, fucking comedian up on that stage with all his racism and bigotry. But a lot of people had things to say about Beyoncé going up on Kamala Harris. A lot of people had their opinions. And one in particular opinion, whose opinion has went viral now, and people are now dragging this man, is Xavier DeRusso, which is some Fox News media analyst, and he gets up there, and I don't really know too much about him, but I just know that he's a black man on Fox News, which is historically known as not a news station that is on the Democratic side, or a lot of times not even in support for black people. But you have your black folks who do go on to Fox News, and I myself have even listened to some of their news channels because I wanted to hear the objective side about how they discuss things. And it's everything that you think it is. Some of it is very insightful and you get a lot of information, and some of it is the bigotry that you think that you're going to get if you venture over there to Fox News. So, Mr. Xavier, what he had to say about Beyoncé, it set her fans off, as you should have known it was going to do. But he pretty much said that she needs to be focused on other things and not going down there to the Kamala Harris rally. She needs to be focused more on her music and not politics. Now, personally, do I think he cocked her tea? You know what? Before I even get my thoughts on what he said, let's actually just take a look at what he said.
Gone for this far in the election with 10 days, 9 days, 10, 11 days to go?
She's absolutely desperate. I mean, she's out here bringing every celebrity she can to try to get any kind of endorsement because she knows that she doesn't have any substance herself. She brought Beyoncé out tonight, and it's like, Beyoncé doesn't need to be doing that. Beyoncé needs to be focused on trying to keep her album on the charts because it's already gone.
Xavier, Bryce Hall, thank you for coming on. We appreciate your time.
Now, did he clock that? He did. He did. Because I have been one in saying that this Cowboy Carter era has not been what I do think that Beyonce wanted it to be. It has not received the public's adoration or admiration as all of her other body of works have received. This one in particular has fell off the charts in a fast rate, and none of the songs have stuck. And there is a huge majority of her fan base who do not want to hear this style of music from Beyonce. With that being said, he did say some truth. It was in a very shady ass way, but there was some truth to his statement. I just believe that he said it in front of the wrong people. See, now this conversation that we be having about Beyonce, this got to be had amongst the fans. Like, this type of conversation got to be had amongst people who actually fuck with Beyonce and people who actually listen to her music and are able to give an objective opinion and viewpoint on Beyonce in this point in the game. This is a conversation for people who do love Beyonce, but not with all of the antics and who don't just fall for anything that you put out there just because I love you. This is not a conversation to go sit up there in front of a group of white people who do not support or probably don't even care about Beyonce. To sit up there and say that she needs to be worried about the album falling off the charts and not politics. You don't take your black ass up nowhere and shade no other black person in front of a group of white people, because then they're going to hop on the bandwagon and then they're going to say, oh, well, if you got the black person saying this about the black person, then who's the fuck to say that I can't say that about them? And then we don't want white people starting to get too fucking comfortable clocking black people and telling black people what the fuck they need to do. We had enough of that. So, at the same time of him clocking Beyonce's tea, your black ass said this in front of a group of white people that you should not have said this in front of. It makes you look very coon-like. It makes you look like, bro, did you really just go up there and talk downly and badly about black people and throw shade on a black person who is highly successful, regardless of how you feel about their work? You did this in front of white people. Now, like I said, I don't think what he said was the issue, but I definitely think the people that he said it in front of and how that's going to be taken about people who are going to hear this message, how that's going to be taken by them, is they just going to think they can run around and say little shit that they want to say about black people, talented, successful black people at that. So, Mr. Xavier, I don't think this was the proper place for you to give your viewpoints on Beyonce. You should have said this amongst your homeboys or amongst your group of friends, or just call another nigga or call another black person. You don't go up there talking about nigga shit in front of a bunch of white people and clocking niggas and shading niggas in front of white people. You just don't do that. Regardless if that's how you feel, regardless of if it's true, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. I ain't fuck with that part about it. It's not what he said that bothered me, because I actually do agree with that portion of it. But we can't even have that conversation because of who you sitting up here talking in front of. Now we have to have a whole nother conversation about cooning and a whole nother conversation about black people wanting to talk shit in front of white people and then wanting a white person's praise. So that was that. The internet dragged his ass. When I say, y'all know how the Beehive is. Between the Beehive and the motherfucking Barbs, they're probably some of the most diabolical fans that we got out there. They are probably the most strongest fans. Them, the Swifties is too. I ain't gonna not tell the Swift fans, because she got a huge fan base out there that rides for her and will go to the paint and go to bat for her as well. But that damn Beehive, they will start putting bees under all your shit. Just like the Barbs will start putting unicorns under all your shit. They gonna go back and clock all your old tweets and all of the old things that you posted, just to see who you really are. And to see if what you saying out your mouth, can they actually clock that shit? And can they actually have something to do with that? And that's exactly what ended up happening with this Xavier dude. Fans ended up pulling up all these different tweets of his, pretty much showcasing that you was a Beyonce fan. Look, here's one of his tweets. Conservatives drag me every time I say this, but I am obsessed with the Carters and would defend them as if I'm on their payroll. Jay-Z and Beyonce are a royal family. So that ain't the only tweet that was out there. That's just one of the tweets. Let me actually find all of the stuff that he was out here saying. They found a whole bunch of tweets of his. No, this is the receipt. This was his response after. Where is all his damn tweets at? Hold up. Okay, here we go right here. My fault. I was on the right part the first time. So this was another one of his old tweets. Beyonce is objectively more talented than the Beatles if we're having an honest conversation. So many of you hate Beyonce because someone told you to hate Beyonce. Beyonce is better than the Beatles when it comes to vocal range, genre versatility, dancing, directing, producing, filmmaking, etc. If songwriting is the most important talent, then y'all most love Taylor Swift. This is a huge win. Here's another tweet. This was when Cowboy Carter came out. This is what he had to say about Cowboy Carter. He said, "This is a huge win. Beyonce just proved that embracing Americana is profitable and marketable, even from a black female artist. You will see a shift in the entertainment industry because of Cowboy Carter's success. Mark my words." This was earlier this year when Cowboy Carter came out. Here's more praise. Beyonce blasted the door open for black country music artists to thrive. I love this. Black people are so creative, and I'm happy to see us utilizing our artistry outside of rap. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And Beyonce is Barack Obama. More Beyonce praise. As y'all see, this nigga is a clear Beyonce fan. Just like myself. This is why I always say, this is why I'm saying that the conversation and things that he said in criticism of her was not wrong, but you choosing to go up there and have this conversation up front of white people, this ain't it. Because I clock Beyonce too. I get up there and I call my friends and I have conversations about some of the shit that's out there regarding Beyonce. Not even the shit that's out there regarding her, far as how she is perceived nowadays, far as how she presents herself to the public nowadays, far as how the music is promoted, how the product is promoted, and how it looks like you just only come around when you want people's money. You never really have no opinion on nothing. You stand for nothing at all. The products and stuff that you're coming out with does not resonate nor connect with your fan base, nor does it connect with like the broad fan base, not your core fan base nor the broad fan base. It seems like we just throwing a bunch of darts at the wall and we are seeing what sticks. We done got a Cowboy Carter album, we done got a whiskey, we done got some Levi jeans, we done got candles. Now what she just come out with? Another perfume. It's just a whole bunch of stuff out there that Sacred, the hair care line. She dropped all these products this year and I don't think no one gives a fuck about it because it was all promoted in a very fake ass way. It promoted it all. It talked about it all. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared and none of the shit lasts. So, this is coming from a true Beyonce fan because I am a Beyonce fan. I love my girl. You really cannot say shit about her musically, on that stage to me, nothing. But if we're going to have a conversation about her public perception and how she does things, yes, I do believe it must be had amongst fans, and some of the things that Xavier is saying is not wrong, but don't take your ass up there having this conversation in front of people who do not support us. We got to support each other. And if we can be honest with each other, then we can start having a start. The problem comes when we don't want to be honest with each other. Don't want to be honest and you want to just receive constant praise and people just praising and praising and praising and you don't want to accept none of the other things that people have to say about you. Which a lot of the times is true. So fans pretty much pulled all of these tweets up in front of him, pretty much saying that, you know, he a big ass hater and he this and he that. I don't think my boy is a hater, but I definitely think that he spoke out of terms in front of the wrong people. I think that he's a fan and he's just not satisfied with the way that things are being presented or promoted or with the work that Beyonce is putting out there nowadays. And there is nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with having criticism to your favorite artist, because if you do have a favorite artist, you should be able to speak about some of the things that they don't like. You should not just be a gullible person who does not have a mind of their own and just fall for everything that the person puts out there just because it's them. If that's the case, then I'm gonna just like everything that everybody do and no, that's not how fucking life works. Not everybody gonna like every goddamn thing, and everybody don't have to like every goddamn thing. So for all y'all motherfuckers calling that boy a hater, y'all may can say that he had tweets that show praise, but just because you have tweets that show praise to somebody and show that you're a fan, giving honest criticism about them doesn't necessarily make you a hater. I think this motherfucker was just attention seeking and looking for attention. Like, he probably knew that this was gonna go viral, especially sitting up there with fucking blonde hair, blonde hair on Fox News, and your black ass. Stop. Stop it, bro. Come on, stop. So he ended up having to come back and defend himself. Pretty much, he ended up saying, I'm still a Beyonce fan. It's not my fault that she don't promote her music. And see, this is why I say, like, yeah, like, this sounds like a fan that is just being objective about what we have or how his favorite artist is now presenting themselves to the public. So this is what he had to say. The receipts may have gagged me, but they do not discredit what I said on Fox News. They don't. I am still a Beyonce fan. And it's not my fault that she doesn't promote her music. And that's why her album fled the charts like Harriet Tubman in the middle of the night. Maybe that wouldn't have happened if she had focused on her album rather than politics. That little last tidbit, I don't agree with that, because she has not been focusing on politics all year. This was just for a quick endorsement, just like how she got her ass on that stage and performed for Hillary Clinton when Hillary Clinton was running, and got her ass on stage and performed for Barack Obama and Michelle Obama when Barack and Michelle Obama was running. This was just her coming to give her endorsement as a celebrity, even though she says she's showing up as a mother. Girl, you showed up as a celebrity because you are the celebrity that they wanted to have their endorsement from. So that's what that was about. Beyonce fans need to be honest about her lack of marketing. This is true. She needs to also take some business notes from Miss Fenty on how to promote her business. That is also true. I wish Beyonce the best, and that starts with electing Donald Trump as president. You lost me with the last statement. I don't see the correlation between those two, but this is where I'm saying he's a fan that is just not satisfied. And like I said, he is clocking some of the shit, because this is how a lot of people feel about Beyonce. It's like I said, had he not said this up on that Fox News, and had he not been a Donald Trump supporter and voting for Donald Trump, people really would not have had nothing to say about this. You would see a lot of other people on the internet saying, if not the same things. Now, of course, you won't have fans that just fall for everything and be like, no, you a hater, you this and you that. But let's just be honest. Like, he clocked her shit. Did it in the wrong spot, but that was that. So these were some of the old tweets that he ended up saying, and that's pretty much what he had to say about why he said what he said about Beyonce and why he said in relation to the politics and things like that. Yes, I do agree that my girl needs to focus more on her marketing. She do, but when we are speaking about black people, please let's not do it in front of the white people. I don't know how many more times I can reiterate that or say it in multiple different ways. But that was my biggest issue that I had with what he said. It really wasn't what he said. It was where he said it at and the ramifications about what that could be perceived like, and making white people comfortable to come at black people in ways, and no, we don't need none of that at all. So that was pretty much the Beyonce story that's out there for the day. There was some other before I move on from Beyonce, let's talk about Michelle, because we didn't get a chance to talk about or see Michelle during the Raleigh. Michelle was over here talking about her time.
You're busy on Broadway. And while you was busy on Broadway, Beyonce and Kelly Rowland were at Kamala Harris's rally on Friday.
See?
How happy were you to see
So she
them?
sat down with Sherry.
I was so happy, but at the same time, it was the first time that I have not been able to be in person for something that I, wanted to be at.
So,
and that is a sacrifice that we make. Or Broadway, I could not be there, but they represented and held me down in their own way.
Right. Your presence. We missed your presence.
We missed your presence.
I can't think of Beyonce and Kelly without Michelle. So
I know. Trust me.
Literally, you are.
I'm in Atlanta.
The missing piece.
And they'll see them out of paparazzi or get them at dinner or something. They're like, "Where's Michelle?" I'm like, "Y'all, we ain't together all the time."
Well, be doing 8 shows.
Now, Michelle, I'm sure you could have took your ass down there on a quick flight down to Houston and took a quick flight back to New York, wherever you got to go do your Broadway at, if you really wanted to be a part of this Raleigh with your sisters, Beyoncé and Michelle. You definitely was the missing piece on that stage, but I will say if all 3 of y'all would have got up on that stage, it would have looked like Destiny's Child is coming back for something, and I don't know if that would have distracted the public more to think that you guys are having a reunion or some type of secret tour or some type of secret album. Like, the fans would have speculated something if Michelle would have came there too. I also believe that Beyonce and Kelly are both from Houston. So that was another reason why both of them were invited to the Raleigh, and while they both showed up to their hometowns, Raleigh, I don't think Michelle is from Houston. I don't know where exactly is Michelle from, but I've never heard Michelle say that she was from Houston. So, but congratulations to Michelle. She said she looks so pretty, man, and I hope that she's doing well in her Broadway, because I've always thought that Michelle had one of the strongest voices out of the 3 girls. She has a strong voice as well. They just gave her the bridges and things like that, but Michelle fucked shit up as well. We ain't gonna knock Michelle. I hate when people try to knock Michelle's participation of the group. She was a huge part of Destiny's Child as well. When we listen to Survivor and we watch some videos and whatnot, you got the 4 girls, but then you got the 3. And who the big 3? Big, Kelly, Michelle. So, shout out to Michelle. Hopefully you guys will have something going on soon, and we'll get to see all of you guys on stage together once again. I don't know. Do it for the fans, please. We would love to see a reunion from Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle. We would absolutely love it. So, that was that. Moving along, there are some other issues.